Yeah, this alert is really the latest in a series of effects that this cold snap has had on essential services that people rely on across the West Coast. But we'll tell you about this that went out to the phones across the province. This warning of high-risk rotating power outages, asking Albertans to limit their power use to only essential needs during the peak hours of 4 and 7 p.m.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Parts Talk. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, today we're going to uncover the impact of government and media influence on public perceptions of electric vehicles and how these narratives crumble when faced with real world challenges. Electric vehicles perform poorly in winter. That's it. There's no argument, no data, no one can justify the reason we should all dispose of dependable internal combustion engines and trade it in for something that could lead possibly to hypothermia. Now, forget the media hype. The shocking truth is that these battery electric vehicles not only lose energy capacity, but also take longer to charge in frigid conditions. It's a revelation that leaves many EV owners in disbelief, and we can't help but emphasize with those who bought into the dream without understanding the cold, hard facts. Now, last week we experienced a cold snap throughout Canada and much of the United States. It's a wake-up call for EV enthusiasts who find themselves grappling with unforeseen challenges. Let's take a look at this feature.
Emily, thank you. That cold is also causing some big-time headaches for Chicago area owners of electric vehicles.
Yes, I never thought we'd say this, but it's true. As Dane Placco reports, the low temperatures have caused some headaches for owners looking to charge their cars.
Electric cars may be the way of the future, but it's clear there are some problems when it comes to charging them in Chicago's deep freeze.
Oh, we got a bunch of dead robots out here.
Dead robots. Dead Teslas packed the parking lot at this Tesla supercharging station in Oak Brook, a scene mirrored in other supercharging stations around the Chicago area.
Man, this is crazy. It's a disaster, seriously.
With temperatures falling into the negative double digits, these charging ports have stopped charging, leaving many Tesla owners stranded here in long lines since Sunday.
Nothing, no juice, it's still on 0%. And this is like 3 hours this morning being out here, after being out here 8 hours yesterday.
Has it been charging?
8 hours yesterday.
No, not at all.
It just isn't working.
At all. It's just frozen, and so I'm now getting it towed to the Tesla service center because that's my only option at this point.
Adding to their frustration, they say, is that they're getting no help when they call Tesla for assistance.
No response from Tesla. We have been suffering since yesterday afternoon.
These are unusually cold temperatures, but do you find this acceptable?
No, not at all. Not really. I think it's less on the actual vehicle and more on the infrastructure.
Tesla has not responded to our emails for comment, but an automobile expert we talked to said that the owners of all EVs should hit the battery precondition button on their car before attempting to charge it in extremely cold weather.
Yeah, of course. Always blame the victim. So remember back in the days when the iPhone just came out, and then people will actually go to these stores and sleep overnight, camp out overnight in order to get the latest model. And it's the same thing here with the Tesla battery electric vehicles, because there are reports of people depositing money to get the new Cybertruck 2-3 years in advance before taking delivery of the actual truck. And that is how the hype of consumerism takes place. Large corporation Tesla is one now who is taking advantage of this. And having a battery electric vehicle is just as frustrating as having your cell phone. Remember, they're like smartphone on wheels. When the battery of your phone actually goes down, you're frustrated running around trying to get juice in order to have your phone up and running. It's the same frustration now for these electric cars. But articles are popping up trying to spin the courage and sway fears away from owning electric vehicles and trying to show you to get the best EVs to buy for frigid temperatures. So basically, it's more greenwashing than the practical reality. But the real nail in the coffin comes with the underground reports where electric vehicle drivers face nightmarish scenarios. We had power outages, charging delays, and stranded Teslas, painting a chilling picture of EV ownership in freezing temperatures. Now, let's take a look at this report out of Edmonton, Alberta.
Tracking this story for us, and she joins us now. So, Linda, tell us about this alert that was sent out to Albertans.
Yeah, this alert is really the latest in a series of effects that this cold snap has had on essential services that people rely on across the West Coast. But we'll tell you about this that went out to the phones across the province. This warning of high-risk rotating power outages, asking Albertans to limit their power use to only essential needs during the peak hours of 4 and 7 p.m. Alberta's electric systems operator issuing a similar grid alert on Friday, saying cold temperatures are putting too much stress on the grid. It's causing higher usage, but also lower imports, because Alberta gets some of its power from neighboring provinces. But BC and Saskatchewan also gripped by this.
But let me read what this report actually says, this alert actually. It says this is an Alberta emergency alert issued by the AEMA, and this alert is in effect for AB, which means Alberta. Extreme cold resulting in high power demand has placed the Alberta grid at a risk of rotating power outages this evening. Now, Albertans are asked to immediately limit their electricity use to essential needs only, turn off unnecessary lights and electrical appliances, minimize the use of space heaters, delay use of major power appliances, delay charging electric vehicles and plugging in block heaters. Cook with microwave instead of stove. For more info, visit the Alberta Electric System Operator use. The grid cannot take any more. And while you keep increasing the sales of electric vehicles, so does the power capacity from the grid. It's going to take more to charge. It's going to take more electricity to use. And the rates are going to be increasing if more people are going to be plugging into the system. And if you think it's just a fad, over there in Yellowknife, fast chargers stopped working in Yellowknife due to cold weather. And let me read a section of what the article says here. It says Yellowknife residents who own electric vehicles may have trouble fast charging their cars due to an issue with EV chargers in the city. According to Northland Utilities' social media post on Friday morning, extreme weather conditions have caused failure to its newly installed FLO fast chargers. Friday morning of January 13th, I believe. Northland Utilities is working with FLO to find a solution. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause, the company stated in its social media post. So, over there in Yellowknife, which is extremely cold, the fast chargers stopped working. So as we navigate through the real world incidents, it becomes clear that the mainstream narrative often overlooks the impracticalities of EVs in harsh weather conditions. The delusion of those who claim EVs outperform traditional cars in the winter will never take one on a long trip in frigid conditions, which is the raw, unfiltered truth. Let's take a look at this. We are uninformed. We like the vehicles, they look nice, they fancy, it has all the bells and whistles. And this is why channels like this exist, to tell people the cold hard truth of what you're going to face. But some actually object. It's all easier said than done. And while the sales of electric vehicles are increasing, so is the demand on the grid is going to be much more. And not everybody actually has a garage to park their fancy brand new electric vehicle inside. They will continue to have battery charging problems as long as we have cold weather, and that's not going away. Now, South Korea was bold enough to sue Tesla. In the West, we will rather cover it up and leave people on their own to go do their own research. Uneducated and uninformed is what we prefer to be. Let me know your thoughts below. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Parts Manager Guide. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more electrifying content. Until next time.